Okay, hello everyone and welcome. Hello, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I am doing well, and welcome to today's gameplay stream, which is the continuation of Doom's campaign. Doom, a game that has pleasantly surprised me. I'll be honest, was afraid the game was not going to be very good. I thought that it was going to be one of those reboots where, yes, they put in some effort, but it's not well received. Maybe it has some issues. It's rough around the edges. And in this regard, I don't think it was like that at all. I think that Doom has done a great job this time around. I think it's actually being more widely accepted than Doom 3 actually was. In regards to a game that's modern, but also has many classic elements in it. And I'm really enjoying playing this game. I looked it up. I found out I'm just about halfway through, maybe a little less than halfway through, but with today's stream, I should definitely pass that halfway point and get into the second half of the game. I will be playing this again tomorrow, by the way. And the way it's looking is that tomorrow I'll probably split my day. Excuse me, I'll probably be doing like Doom campaign for my main stream, and then at night I'll probably be doing more multiplayer. Maybe not streamed, but offline multiplayer, because I played it on Friday and I liked it so damn much that I definitely want to do a second session before we move into the new stuff for the week, okay? So I'm going to talk about that in a moment. We'll get to that in a moment. We'll talk about the schedule for this week, because this week is very busy with 2 other new releases that I'll be checking out. So I hope you're excited for that. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for the rest of this month with all the new stuff going on. But before we get to any of that, I do want to talk a little bit about 2 weeks ago. You may not know what I'm talking about, but many of you probably do. But anyway, before we get to that, just so you know, today's stream, 3.5 hours or so of Doom gameplay. We'll be continuing the campaign. I'll be uploading all those videos to DSPGaming afterward. And then tonight, I'm going to be doing the weekly preview, and I'm going to be working on a lot of patron stuff. I have a few Q&A videos that I have to make for patrons tonight. In addition to that, I have to action a lot of perks, like get people's forum accounts submitted for upgrades so they can start nominating indie games to be played in the indie game marathon at the end of this month. And some other stuff in regards to patrons. I'm actually going to, I believe, set up the new goal for this month, the month of May, for Patreon, so people will know what they're pledging towards if they pledge to my Patreon this month. Okay? It's going to be a different kind of goal. I don't know if it's going to be successful. We're going to find out. We'll see if this kind of goal gets people interested. Alright? So, I'll talk a little bit more about that probably tomorrow. Well, I might make a special video about it tonight to explain it so that there's no misconceptions about the goal. We'll see. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I had an accident. I accidentally streamed something. Well, let me put it this way. I accidentally had a face cam on during a stream when I didn't realize the face cam was on. It was an innocent mistake. It was a stupid mistake. It was dumb. And it is what it is. It's out there. It's always going to be out there. Okay? And at the time, it could have been one of the most embarrassing things, and you know, it could have really screwed me over. It has not at all. I've gotten past it. In fact, it was officially 2 weeks ago today that this happened. And the bottom line is, really, I've seen no negative stuff with my business at all in regards to it, which is awesome. If anything, you know, people are still turning out to watch the videos, to watch my streams. I think it's mostly because of my reaction. When something negative happens, the end result depends on how you react to it. And boy, am I learning that now with, you know, being a more... the older I get, the wiser I get. Let's put it that way. Okay? And, you know, years ago, negative stuff happened to me, and I reacted to it badly. I reacted really badly. Instead of being open-minded and laughing with it and saying har har and getting the joke, I got incredibly fucking defensive, and I attacked people, and I was just nasty, and there was all kinds of stuff going on in regards to negativity in my past, okay? And the bottom line is there's always going to be negativity. There's always going to be a negative element. There's going to be people who are out to get you, who want to say negative shit, and who are going to do pretty nasty stuff. Let's face it. That's a human nature, okay? If someone is well known, if they're in the public eye, especially if they're successful at what they do, they're going to be attacked and have negativity thrown at them. And obviously I know that a lot more than a lot of other people, okay? In a lot of ways, the negativity that I deserve, or that I get today, I deserve because of the ways that I've reacted to unfair negativity in the past, okay? And I get that. It took a long time for me to understand that, but I get that, okay? So, 2 weeks ago, this happened, and rather than me being super negative and say, fuck everyone, fuck you, or being super defensive and saying, oh, it wasn't what it looked like, and it was this and that, I basically just kind of said, you know what? It is what it is. It happened. Har har. Everyone's going to joke about it. It's fine. You have the right to joke about it because it's public. It was my mistake. And I rolled with the punches and I laughed with it. And quite honestly, I'll be honest with everyone, some of the stuff that people came up with was absolutely freaking hilarious. And I partook in retweeting and posting up some of the most funny memes and things that I saw coming out of this whole situation. And I think it turned out pretty well. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with it. I've owned it. I've embraced it. And so here we are 2 weeks later. And here's the funny thing. The Monday after 2 weeks ago, I posted up on Twitter, gee, so how long do you think it's going to take for me to live this down and for this to go away? I predict only a few short decades. And, that was a joke. And I'll be honest, do I think that this is going to go away? No, you're going to see memes of this all over the internet. You're going to see appropriately used memes of this kind of all over the internet, probably for months, if not longer, all right? It'll probably always be brought up. I don't think that I'll ever live it down. People will always, whenever I'm online or making a video or streaming, people are going to say, hey, remember that time when this happened? And I'm going to say, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. You can bring it up because guess what? It happened. You can't just absolutely write off the past or pretend like it didn't happen. All you could do is learn from the past, right? So, the bottom line is, yeah, I'll probably never live it down and it'll never go away. But I can proudly say, I don't think there's anyone really cares anymore. I have no new people really bringing this up. It seems like the flood of attention that was happening really has ended. It's not like I'm getting, it was weird because I got almost 2,000 new Twitter followers after this, which is hilarious. And now that's kind of died out. I'm really not getting many new Twitter followers about it anymore. I'm certainly not getting any kind of view boost or anything on YouTube, which obviously wasn't the intention anyway. It was a freaking accident. Very embarrassing. And, despite all the crazy conspiracy theories, yes, you did it on purpose. Of course. Of course I did this incredibly embarrassing thing on purpose. You're an idiot. I'm sure there's much more embarrassing things that I could do than that. That would give me even more attention. It was not intended. It was not intentional. So that's the good news, is that 2 weeks later, no one really cares anymore. It's kind of old news. We've all moved on. And the thing is, it could have been worse. Imagine if I had reacted very negatively to it. If I was like, fuck you and fuck this, and it's not what it looks like, you're all a bunch of dicks. Probably 2 weeks later, it would be like the biggest negative shit ever. People would be all over my shit, right? Fuck you, you masturbator and all this bullshit. They probably would have been attacking me constantly. But that's not the case. Now, not to say that there aren't a group of kids who are on my videos leaving comments every day. Absolutely there are. Every video that I upload for the past 2 weeks has like 12 kids who go on there and say something stupid. It is what it is. That's the internet. That's YouTube. You can't really control it. You know what I mean? I would be nuts if I thought that, gee, I should go on every video I upload and babysit the comments. If I see anyone bring it up, just, get rid of them. That'd be insane. So, I do want to say thank you to those of you who are longtime viewers, those of you who show up for my stuff, and you understand the situation, you moved on from it, and please be understanding of, video comments, and of course thumbs down and all of that. It's the same, it's a group of kids who just come out to troll, and it is what it is. Let them troll. I don't really give a shit. Troll on, and, the bottom line is if you're going to troll, I get a view out of it anyway, so thanks a lot. Thanks. I'm sure your trolling really had an effective effect. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. So that's it. 2 weeks later, it's over with. I don't think we're even going to bring it up anymore. right? You'll occasionally see people come and troll in the stream chat. I'm sure you'll see trolling in the comments, and that's about it. No big deal. No big deal. Moving on. There's too much good stuff going on with gaming now to be caring about silliness and drama, right? All right, ladies and gents. So, now let's talk about this week coming up and the schedule. Because, I'll be honest, I keep saying I'll be honest. There's a lot going on. And I'm going to maybe have some difficulty juggling everything. And I know a lot of people in the past month have raised concern, validly, that in the month of April, they said, Phil, you know, you were doing vlogging a lot. You were doing a lot of vlogging. You were reacting to all this stuff going on in the news and reacting to movies and reacting to all of this. And then it kind of really just went away in April. What gives? Okay? And that is a valid criticism. If you actually take a look, in the months of February and March, I was doing a lot of the reaction-style vlogs and stuff, and I really didn't do much of it in April. The bottom line is this. This is why. April was very release-heavy. You had multiple releases every week. I was balancing all this gameplay, trying to get through stuff as quickly as I could. I was reviewing a lot of stuff, right? I actually put out a bunch of reviews in the past month to month and a half. So I was very busy with gaming. The way I see it, the vlogging is good, but the vlogging is something to do when there's not a lot of gaming going on. If there was very light on releases right now and there wasn't a lot going on, then I probably would be releasing a lot more reaction videos. Like people were like, Phil, did you see the Assassin's Creed trailer? Did you do reaction? No, I haven't even seen the trailer. I haven't even had 3 minutes to watch the Assassin's Creed trailer. That's how busy I've been. Okay? I haven't had time. I just, I don't have time. When I'm so busy with the new releases, okay, I don't have time to do the other stuff. Now, right now, in the month of May, it seems like it's going to be another one of those months. I'll be honest. Take a look. Right now, I'm in the middle of Doom. I'm not even halfway through it. Today, we're going to get past the halfway point. Okay? Tomorrow, I'll get a little further in Doom, and I want to play more Doom multiplayer because I really like it. But Tuesday, we're starting Homefront the Revolution. Brand new game. And I'll have about 2 days to focus on that, Tuesday and Wednesday. Because then Thursday, Fallout Far Harbor releases, which is the first real major DLC for Fallout 4. It's supposed to be the largest DLC ever for a Fallout game. And if you watched my playthroughs years ago of the DLCs for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, you'd know those were actually pretty long. Some of them could be upwards of 5, 6, 7 hours of gameplay, depending on how much you really played them. So, I'm definitely looking forward to Far Harbor. I'm thinking it's going to be probably super duper long. Maybe 8+ hours. So we're talking 3-4 streams maybe to cover this thing. Especially if I end up doing some of the side content, which I always get wrapped up in when I play Fallout. So that could be really awesome. I'm looking forward to it. But that being said, when you've got these 2 new things coming out this week, but I'm still playing Doom, how do you tackle it, right? So I think what I'm going to be doing is kind of balancing everything this week. What I may do is when Homefront the Revolution is released, I'll probably play that on my main stream, and then maybe at night I'll be doing some Doom as like down, offline to continue the Doom playthrough. Once Far Harbor releases, then I'll be balancing Far Harbor with Homefront, and then maybe sticking Doom in there every once in a while. And the good news is, this is pretty much good news, is that the 3rd week of May, so the week, not this week coming up, but the week after, there's 2 releases, Overwatch and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay? Overwatch I've already played. I played all of it in the beta. Now, I like the game, and I'm thinking I'm probably still going to get it, especially because viewers have expressed interest in eventually playing the game with me, and, I'm thinking about that. So, I might still get Overwatch, even though it doesn't look like I'll be doing tons of coverage of it, because I've pretty much covered everything there is to do in the game. I may still get it. I don't know. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I mean, it's probably going to be a game that's not super long or anything, I'm thinking. Especially because I think it's one of those discounted titles from Platinum Games, similar to how Transformers Devastation was last year. So, there's not that much going on that week where it's going to take up tons of my time. So I'm thinking I could continue on with things like Homefront and Fallout and Doom next week if I haven't completed them by the end of this week coming, okay? And that's good because I do need to complete all that stuff by the time that the final week of May rolls around, because we've got the final DLC for Witcher 3, Blood and Wine, and then we've got One Piece Burning Blood. So, 2 other new releases at the very end of the month that are going to be pretty lengthy, I get the feeling, especially that Witcher DLC. The last one was around 8+ hours long. So I could certainly imagine this one being quite long as well. I've actually heard crazy things about this Witcher 3 DLC. I heard they redesigned the graphical engine of the game. What the fuck? I'm not even kidding. This is what I've heard. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just hearsay. I heard they redesigned the graphical engine of the game for their DLC. That's unheard of. When have you ever heard of a company who released a game a year ago redesigning their graphical engine for a DLC expansion? I've never heard of that in my life. That's wild. So I guess we'll see. I'm excited. I definitely want to check that out. Someone says that this final DLC will be 30 hours. If this final DLC is 30 hours, it might have to wait. Holy shit. 30 hours? Maybe if you do all the side missions. I certainly couldn't see the story of this DLC being 30 hours long. Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe it will be. Who freaking knows? But I'm excited to check it out. You know, I've got some downtime scheduled for the first full week of June. My parents will be visiting. And I'm going to be balancing, maybe doing like maybe 1 stream a day if I do. I'll be balancing that with, you know, doing home improvements and other stuff with my parents that week. So, you know, definitely I'm going to be kind of behind on stuff. I may end up doing this Witcher 3 DLC all throughout June if it really turns out the way it looks like it's going to turn out, okay? I guess we'll find out. So, that's kind of the deal. I'm doing Doom today, I'm doing Doom tomorrow. Homefront starts Tuesday, and I'll be trying to balance that with maybe Doom. The Far Harbor DLC starts Thursday. I'll be balancing that with all the new releases throughout next week. I will be touching probably upon Overwatch and doing Ninja Turtles. It's going to be a wild month to try to see how far I can get, honestly. Somehow it always works out. Somehow it always works out. Even when I get super inundated with all this stuff to do, it usually turns out fine. That's why I'm not too concerned about it. Excuse me. I can sit here and be all worried and say, oh no, the sky is falling. I think I'm going to figure it out one way or another. It's going to get done, and I'm going to cover all the fun stuff for you, and I'm looking forward to it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, not much else to talk about on pre-stream. I obviously want to jump into Doom and get this show on the road, since I am now finding how long the freaking game actually is. So, let's just do our gratuitous plugs segment, and then we can begin. Sounds good? First off, I want to start the gratuitous plugs today the opposite way, okay? The reason I want to do it the opposite way is because there's a sale going on my girlfriend Leanna's business, if you're not aware. It is a spring sale. It is only for the rest of today. It actually started yesterday, but it's only going on for the rest of today. She's had several people take advantage of the sale so far. If you've been looking to try out any of her handmade glycerin soaps or wax tart melts, I strongly recommend that you do so now, because you will save some big money if you order in the next day. So, first of all, her shop can be found at etsy.com/shop/theblackcurrant, spelled C-U-R-R-A-N-T. And there are 2 exclusive discount codes that you can use to save some big money. If you order a $10 or more purchase in the next, well, I guess 12 hours, right? Yeah. And use the code SPRINGSALE20, that's SPRINGSALE20. You'll save 20% off of your order of $10 or more. Now, if you spend $20 or more, so a $20 or larger purchase, you can use the code SPRINGSALE30 or SPRINGSALE30 to save 30%. So, 20% off a $10 order, 30% off a $20 order. Those are some pretty big savings. Only good until midnight PST tonight. Well, actually it's PDT. You screwed this up.
Whatever.
You screwed it up. It's now Pacific Daylight Time. It's not Pacific Savings Time.
Whatever.
So, she screwed it up in her ad here.
Time. That's what I call it.
There's no more standard time. It doesn't exist.
Shut up.
Anyway.
Anyway, it's a really big sale, and we sold out of Kentish Rain already during the sale.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's sold out. I'd sold like 2 or 3 bars in the last 2 days. It's gone, and there's only 3 bars of peach smoothie left. The last ordered 3 of them.
Wow.
So, yeah, people are stocking up on the scents they like, because, big surprise, anything that sells out that's part of the spring line, well, actually, really any of the ones currently, as soon as they sell out, they're gone. They're not being remade, because in June, can't give the exact date yet because I don't know, the summer collection's coming out. So, a few scents that were from the initial launch last year will be coming back, some new stuff, but anything that sells out now, it's not being remade for the foreseeable future, because I have new stuff coming out, and I can't have 500 items taking out my office, because then I'll have to start putting in here, and then he'll complain, and I'll say me,
That's right.
and then he'll go me, and then we're just gonna go me all day, and it's not good.
You know, yesterday on my Instagram, I posted up a picture of the Red Ramen Burger, which is a hamburger at Red Robin, a restaurant chain out here, with ramen. Actual ramen noodles make up the bun. If you eat that burger, you probably smell terrible. So you're going to need some soaps from the blackcurrant to wash away the disgusting stickiness of a ramen burger. And this is your opportunity.
Sticky, if you live out where it's hot, get some nice happy soap to wash your body, and then you can get some wax hearts in the same scent, so your house doesn't smell disgusting because you got sweaty people in it, or wet dog, or there's a natural disaster that just occurred in your home. You don't want to actually clean it, but you don't want to smell it, you know? Maybe burn some in like your laundry room, as long as it's a safe distance away. Put in your bedroom, your office, the bedroom. Great, it's a great way to set the mood without accidentally setting your girlfriend's hair on fire. These are all good things.
All right, so spring sale only till midnight tonight. Spring sale 2.0, save 20% off a $10 order. Spring sale 3.0, save 30% off a $20 order. There you go. That's at etsy.com/shop/theblackcurrant. Check it out.
Buy all the stuff. All of it.
All right. So that was a giant plug only because she's doing this big sale. I figured I would do it first before I did my other plugs today. There you have it. All right. Other plugs, pretty quick. Pretty quick stuff, okay? So, here we go. If you like my daily live streams, you like my on-demand videos, you like everything I do, you want to see me continue to do this daily to provide you this kind of video content for free, please support the business, right? And there's many ways you could do it. Obviously, watching the videos, spreading the word about the videos and streams, letting people know that I do this daily and they should come check it out. You can follow me on social media, at They Call Me DSP on Twitter, or They Call Me DSP on Instagram. Daily, I post up all kinds of updates, all kinds of information, right? In addition to that, you can also go ahead and get fun stuff in regards to social media. In regards to pop culture is what I meant to say, on social media. Last night, I was tweeting about watching The Revenant, which I thought was freaking awesome. And, you know, I talk about this kind of stuff from time to time. Television, movies, games, news. If you want to be in the know about what I'm doing, you want to see some cool, funny pictures. I put 2 funny pictures up yesterday on my Instagram when I was out and about doing errands and stuff. Definitely interesting. And so definitely consider following me on social media. What else? Well, there is the Amazon Associate link in the description of all of my videos and streams. If you take a look, there's a link there, and you live in the United States, you click on that link, you go shop on Amazon as you normally would. I will get some referral credit. It helps out the business. Does it give me a ton of money? No. Does it give me a little bit that may help from here and there? Yes. So thank you to those of you who have used the link already. Many have. And thanks to those who, wanted and expressed interest in using it. Unfortunately, you can't really do it if you're international outside of the United States. It won't work. And I apologize for that. The Amazon program is a little weird outside of the United States. You have to have like a link for every country. It's really complex. So right now it's US only, and thank you to those who have used it. Okay. What else? Well, the last thing is Patreon. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil, where your pledges earn you cool personal perks like getting premium forum access to my forums, being able to nominate and vote for games and things in my ongoing goals and events, You also can get text and verbal thank yous in my videos. You can get your questions answered on my Q&A show, Ask the King. Tons of stuff. Tons of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So, please consider pledging if you haven't. Tonight, I'm going to set up the goal for this month. I'm curious to see how people react to this goal. I don't know how they're going to react to this goal. I guess we'll find out. All right? So yeah, Patreon. Your pledges help me not only to, continue to do this business, but to pay my freaking bills from day to day. Patreon is a key part of my success. If you like the stuff I do and you want to see me continue to do it full time and not have to stop doing this to go find another job, which basically would make all this go away, please consider pledging. As little as $1 helps. Even those who say, oh, I don't have a lot of money, I can't really contribute to Phil's Patreon. It's not true. The most successful people who have Patreons that are, long running and allow them to do what they want to do, they have a ton of people giving $1 a month. I'm not even kidding. It's always the lowest perk and lowest goal levels. Those are the ones that people pledge, and that's what makes it successful. Because if everyone who watched my stuff gave $1 a month, I'd never have to worry about anything. Financially, I'd be in the clear. Alright, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And I think it is now time to start with the continuation of the Doom campaign. Thank you, and away we go.